Hi there, my name's Sid Neighbour and this is my ISYS 217 final assessment. So it's taken me a lot of takes to try and get this within the time limit. Let's try and make it this. So I'm going to go pretty fast and I might just have to touch on some stuff. Okay, so we've got the two modules we use in the whole thing, which is turtle and date time. We use date time for this function here, which is called in menu, and we use turtle for the bar chart later. Menu is the first function to be called, and first of all we see welcome and the time greeting, which is our date time module function, and we just have a simple print statement that says welcome to the student mark calculator, and we see our good afternoon, which is part of the time greeting function, which imports the date time function, looks at the hour of the day and says, is it this time? Yes. Is it this time? No. And then depending on whether it's found out, depending on what time of the day it is, it prints good morning, afternoon or evening. Anyway, okay, so the menu is the first function to work, and that's because it's called right at the bottom here, and it's populated right before, well, this dictionary is made before which populates it, which is currently empty. So, okay, let's enter a student marks. Enter a student's mark. So enter 1 to enter all student marks, blah blah. If choice equals 1 within the if statement in the while loop, we start a while loop, which basically starts enter all marks of a student to storage, and we have a bunch of conditionals that must be met, as the name can be anything, you just have to put something in. So we have all of that, which gets refined into marks, and then name is attached to marks. So for each name we have a set of marks. So getting ahead of myself a bit, so we've entered our one, enter. Let's enter a student name, let's make it my name. Let's do 12, 23, 45. Let's enter another student's name. Let's say 20, 10, 20, 30. Let's not enter another student's details, which breaks the while loop of the menu. Well, it breaks it up here, and then it continues the if statement. So that's the only thing that can break the while loop. Actually, everything else will just repeat it or continue, get you stuck here. So anyway, let's display reports, which the only other function in the menu is to break its own loop and just to close the program. So you can see here the first four are very similar, which is because I've attached choice here and here, and choice references the iterations within the all student marks dictionary. So reference 0 is DF, reference 1 is PM, 2 FM, etc. So so what I'm saying is I've done -1, so the choice 1 comes up as 0 for Python, even though you're inputting 1. And that basically just helps with numpad stuff. Okay, so next we have selected students, and a bit of that happens here, and a bit of that happens here, where we're basically choosing which students, which has to be separated by a comma, and then for student in all student mark, if the student is in names, so if the student is there, it's going to continue, if not it breaks. Selected student is the same as all student marks, and then we're going to display selected student marks, which we've just made the value of there. So you see that here for name in selected students, so for that name we've just put in, display students detail, name and selected students, which is by the name. And then this is basically printing out that data that we've just refined up here. So yeah, this could have been one function, but for the sake of the template I've left it this way. It doesn't really change much. And finally, we've got the bar chart total. There we go. Okay, here's our display student bar chart total function using the all student marks dictionary. So we've got wn equals turtle screen, that's making our screen. This is naming our turtle BC bar chart turtle. wn.big color is light blue, so that's our background. Our turtle color is green, so blue background draws green. Our for loop is what is actually drawing the data of all student marks. That's where all student marks actually comes into it. But before that, we have this, which is basically lifting up the turtle. So when we do this following steps, it doesn't make a line, and then putting it down. And the purpose for this is starting it more to the left of the turtle screen because you don't want to start a bar chart in the middle of the screen. But anyway, yeah, so height equals the sum of all student marks per name. That's what that means. So the total of the marks that each student has made is the height. And because this is in a for loop, it'll cycle through each student's name and get the sum of their mark until it's run out of names. And then the function will cease and you can exit on click. So BC Turtle first turns left to face straight up. And before it moves, it writes the name. And then it moves forward by twice the value of the sum of the student's marks. And this is because if it moves forward just a single value, it's not multiplied by 2. It's a bit short, you know, it doesn't look very good as far as charts go. So anyway, we've gotten to the top, so now we want to turn right, go forward by 20, write the actual sum of the marks, and then we want to go forward by 30. We're doing 20, 30 because this will take up approximately 10 and we want it to come up in the middle, which looks nice. Okay, now we're turning right 90 degrees, going down by twice the value of the student's total data, and now we turn left again, and this is important because otherwise you end up with an exponential bar chart. So left resets it to the position it should be for writing the next one. Otherwise, instead of going like that, it would go like that, and then it would keep on going down and kind of do an opposite one, and it'd be like, it wouldn't work. So yeah, that summarizes most of what I've done here. Yeah, thanks for watching.